We've been watching President Trump speak with reporters and answer questions in the Oval Office. He talked about Iran, saying that we are talking right now at the request of Iran. He said that phase one would be opening of the strait literally by tomorrow. Phase two will talk nuclear capacity. Of course, this is in contradiction to what we are hearing on the Iranian side, that they have not asked to speak or negotiate and that they will not capitulate and reopen the Strait of Hormuz without being able to charge tolls. The president said that that is a red line for him, that he will not allow Iran to charge tolls in the Strait of Hormuz. He was asked about Max Miller, who's running for Congress and has been embroiled in some accusations against his wife, and that his father-in-law is a sitting Republican senator, Bernie Moreno, and he has weighed in on that. The president said, "It's very sad. I know him. He's a good person, but we're going to let the families figure it out." When it comes to the anti-weaponization fund and Todd Blanche being confirmed as Attorney General, the president complained how often he's been audited. He said Todd Blanche will do a wonderful job. And when it comes to the charge being thrown out of the former Olympian, Mr. Hearn, who was arrested for allegedly vandalizing the Lincoln Memorial Pool, the president said U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro folded like an umbrella. Let's go ahead now and go to CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand from the White House. So, Natalie, let's talk about a couple of these most important things, starting with Iran and the big picture of what the president's comments mean for the conflict.
Hi, Lindsey. Good to be with you. Yeah, the president was asked what the state of talks really is, given that he said there was this imminent deal looming, and that's why he decided to hold off on what would have been, in his words, the largest military attack since World War II. He said he called that off because there were what he described as the parameters of a deal and progress in these negotiations. He even said that negotiations would be resuming this afternoon. Well, Iran disputed that today and said, no, they're talking to Oman about a new route within the Strait of Hormuz. So the president was asked about this back and forth, and he essentially said, we are talking, that Iran had requested talks along with a number of Middle East allies over the weekend. And he also notably said, Lindsey, as you pointed out, that this is Iran's last chance and that he wanted to give them a last chance at diplomacy before, quote, decapitation, that he would rather not do such a large attack. And it was notable that he said, you know, phase one would be the focus on the Strait of Hormuz, which has been the source of all of these tensions as of late and the latest escalations. And then phase two would be these nuclear talks, which he acknowledged would, take a little while longer. So we'll wait and see what Iran says in response to these new comments by the president. He also answered questions about a number of other headlines. You ticked some of them off. In terms of acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, he didn't go into a lot of detail, but said that he understands that Blanche has reached an agreement with the two GOP holdouts who, had expressed concern. They wanted assurances in writing that the administration was dropping once and for all its anti-weaponization fund, which was part of that IRS settlement with the president. They had also raised concerns about, shield potential immunity from future tax audits. The president pivoted back to talking about how he feels he's been unfairly targeted, also defended the fund, but didn't go into a lot of detail about pushing it. Again, he's really pushing for Blanche to be confirmed, and we'll have to see what happens during a key vote tomorrow. And then the last headline that made some news was his criticism of U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Jeanine Pirro, in dropping that vandalism case over the reflecting pool. He said that she choked, that he's very disappointed with her. He said this multiple times. Ultimately, she decided that it was flawed contractor work and not vandalism. He's taking major issues with her decision there. We'll have to see what happens next with respect to Pirro.
Okay, Natalie Brand, thank you so much.